Yo, what's going on, guys? Just as a quick note before we get into this video review, just gotta tell you something. There's this SBS Corner, really cool question they got asked. They said, what's going on inside of Luffy's mind, okay? So, Oda breaks down what Luffy thinks about the different straw hats and what's in his head, right? And for himself, it's meat, 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 king. For Sanji, it's women, feed, 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 Nami, Robin. For Robin, it's studies, studies, archaeology, history, secret. For Brooke, it's underwear, underpants, comedy, TTT. For Zoro, it's sword, 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 strength, strength, strength. I'm getting somewhere with this. Just bear with me for a second. For Usopp, it's fight, run, 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 lie, lie, lie. For Chopper, it's medicine, drug, sweets, trust, beast. For Frankie, it's pervert, 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 iron. For the Thousand Sunny, world peace. But guess what I left out? I left out Nami, right? So, when I read this, I said, oh, what's Oda doing here, right? See, that's what I mean. See, Nico Robin sits at the little kid seat. Nami sits at the big girl's table. See, for right there, it says, money, 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 beauty. And it say beauty about Nico Robin. First place, Boy Hancock, Vivi, some random fodder, some shit from the random fodder, the shit that gets flushed down the toilet, and then Nico Robin. Now we're getting into the review. Yo, what up everybody? It's your boy the Kryptonian Saiyan here, bringing you a review for One Piece Chapter 579. Is it too late for me to turn in my car and become a Shanks fanboy? God dog, man. Like, when you hear stop this, I'm like, oh, okay, I thought that was Koby. And it might have been Koby. But when Akainu tries to strike down Koby and Shanks holds this dude off with one sword, how strong is Shanks? One sword, one arm, holds this guy off, and then Shanks says like, hey, I'm coming to put it into this war. What? And just Shanks. And just Shanks. But the way that he's drawn, he says, I've come to put it into this war. But then Kizaru gets the drop on somebody, right? Or somebody gets the drop on Kizaru and he says, Ben Beckham. Whoa, 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 whoa. Kizaru's got his hands up. Like, don't shoot. I knew Shanks' crew was pretty damn powerful. I didn't know it was like this. I know like Usopp's dad, you know, Usopp's dad got the little thing going on and whatnot. And I know that, you know, Shanks' crew, when they showed up and they saved Luffy in, you know, Chapter 1, you know, it was like, okay, I was like, that's just Shanks' crew. And it's like, oh, Shanks is a foreign emperor. Okay, Shanks is a pretty strong guy. I always knew this. But, I mean, Admiral disrespect, maybe? But, I mean, Shanks was able to hold off an Admiral with one arm. And what's his face? Smoker even pointed out, and Koby pointed out. Koby, little snot-nosed Koby points it out. He says, we've gone past the point of victory. We've accomplished our objective. Smoker says, this ain't justice. This is bloodlust. You mean to tell me, with one arm, you know, Shanks with one arm, got a sleeve dangling and everything, is able to stop a bloodlusted Akainu. And this is what got me, right? With Shanks being there, what's going to happen to Blackbeard? Because Shanks flat out told Whitebeard, call off that search, get Ace away from Blackbeard. Ace is now dead. And the first thing that goes through my head is he saved Luffy, but he just got there a few moments too late. Because if he would have got there before Ace's execution, I have no doubt in my mind that with two of the four emperors there, and Luffy's knuckleheaded, unorthodox, crazy ass, there's no way that they wouldn't have saved Ace, and Ace would have been alive. Even if, you know, Akainu pushes Ace's buttons like that, the fact that Shanks would have been there, he would have got intercepted. Ace would have lived. It's just like, you kind of wonder, is Oda building Shanks up? You know, kind of like how Whitebeard was built up and Whitebeard was kind of killed. Maybe Shanks is being built the same way. I'm still got my fingers crossed a little bit. Shanks versus Luffy, final battle for the One Piece. But you know, it is what it is at that point. But I like how once again Shanks shows up and saves Luffy, because you know Kizaru's just like, okay, you know, Law, you got away from me before. I'm about to shoot your ass down for this. That's when Shanks shows up and saves everybody. Like man. I gotta look around now. You know, I might buy a Shanks figure. I don't know. Like, Shanks, I like what I saw there, man. I like what I saw there. You know, it's like he's got that kind heart. It's like I look at Shanks and he should be what Luffy is gonna be. You know, likes to party, etc. You know, Luffy kind of molds himself after Shanks, but he's got that power. And when people are looking at him, they see him and they're freaking out. They don't see a guy with one arm. They see Shanks and they just shit themselves. And the fact that Luffy has one of these admirals with that big of a heart on for him, and Luffy hasn't even learned to master hockey, shows you Luffy's ceiling. Like in football, we have these terms, right? Where we say if you're gonna draft a guy, he's a low floor guy, high ceiling. And you might say, well, what's that mean? Well, what that means is that the guy's floor, high floor guy, high ceiling, whatever the term is. I just had it in my head. But basically what that means is it's like you got some guys, they're either boom or bust, and you got guys where when they start out, they're just going to be amazing. But if they reach their full potential, they're going to be superstars. And that's what that is. Like the high floor, huge ceiling. Like that's Luffy. Luffy would be the prospect. Like, to put this in NBA terms, Luffy would be like what we expected LeBron James to be when LeBron came out of high school. It was just like, he could be really, really good. He's probably going to be really good, but he could be top 5. And that's where Luffy's headed. So I like what you're seeing there, and I feel like having Shanks there, I told you, right? See, Law going to patch him up, then Shanks going to take Luffy and train his ass. That's Oda just set all this up, so I'm loving this, and I'm gonna give myself a pat on the back for this shit, because I was just like, you know, pop the collar and some more shit. I was like, yeah, I got this shit. I figured this out. See, collar didn't stay popped all the way, because that's just how epic this shit was. Now, just to backtrack a little bit, I was just saying what's going on with Kizaru. Kizaru's just laying in the cut, watching everything, and he was like, oh, they got this Buggy guy. This Buggy guy got Luffy. Hey, yo, drop his ass down here. Well, Buggy sees Kizaru, says, oh shit. Just drops Luffy ass, but he gives him the law and says, that's your problem. You take care of him. Kizaru's just like, okay, gotta snipe them out too. And one of Law's men, the Panda Man's like, I can't believe he's still alive. I gotta get him for treatment. And, you know, Law's caught the surgeon to death. And I remember reading that, but you know, Law is preparing to fight right then and there, and they're trying to get out. Meanwhile, you have all the different people in the Navy fighting against the different pirates and everything. And what I thought was really cool is that while Kizaru was scoping out what's going on with Luffy, right? He's letting the other admirals do their thing. You got Koby. And Koby's crying like a bitch. Like, when, I'm not even gonna lie to you, right? I'm not even gonna lie to you. I want you to hashtag this one. Like a bitch. Hashtag like a bitch, okay? Because when Koby was saying that the voices in his head were still there, I was like, wait a second, did Luffy hit this dude so hard that Koby started hearing voices? That's what I was thinking. I was like, Luffy hit this dude so hard, he went schizophrenic on him. It's like, oh, my name's Koby, what's your name? Oh, like a bitch? Okay, how you doing, like a bitch? Like, I thought that was what happened with Koby, right? You got Helmeppo trying to help him up and everything. Little shit-faced bastard. Still don't like him. Like the design. Don't like him, though. And you got Tashigi, and Tashigi's just watching everything. It's just like their fighting spirit hasn't disappeared. And that's when you notice that things are starting to take a turn for the worse. Smoker even says that this isn't justice. So I like how, you know, when Koby stands up, he stands up to Akainu and he says, we've already broken the pirates' will. We've won. We've done what we wanted to do. We need to pull out. We need to stop this. We need to treat our people or they're going to die. They're not going to be worth anything. Is that what you're really trying to do? We're no better than them. That's essentially what he's saying. And what I love about that is Koby is absolutely right. And it takes a real person, a really strong person, to see something wrong and then to be able to admit that something's wrong, stand up, and then want to do something about it. And in Koby's case, standing up to your superior is the scariest thing that you can do. You know, to put this in real world terms, like if you're working in a right to work state, for those of you who don't know, a right to work state means that your boss could walk in there and say, hey, I don't like that Batman shirt you got on. You're fired. Get the fuck out of my business. And you would have to leave, and there's nothing you can do about it. You could probably go through the back channels and say wrongful termination, but right to work. They can make the laws for employment however they want. Okay, same thing here in the Navy. He's standing up to Akainu, who's essentially his boss. Akainu is like, you stood my way and cost me precious seconds. Boy, if you don't get your ass out of here, it's almost like Akainu was taking the belt off. But instead of taking the belt, he said, I'm done whipping you, give me the shotgun. He's getting ready to punch a hole through Koby. Koby, to his credit, is standing there. And he's thinking I'm going to die, but he didn't run. I keep it real, I would have ran like a bitch. I'd have been the fuck out of there. Koby stood this. That's props to Koby. But Shanks comes in and saves him. And I really think that I could see this happen. Okay, so Koby knows that Luffy has had his spirit broken, right? He's had his spirit broken, and Luffy just saw his brother die. Koby traveled around with Luffy, knows that Luffy isn't as bad as the Navy's trying to make him out to be. He knows that. So what if we see a scenario where after all this goes on and Koby sees the bloodlust of different admirals and the different people in the Navy, just bear with me. What if Koby quits being a Navy officer? I could see that. I could see Koby quitting based off of what happened. And then again, you know, if this, we want to go the shonen trope, Koby will say, I'm going to continue to be this snot-nosed little fucker who joins the Navy, and I'm going to change everything from the inside. Get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. I'd rather Koby quit and do his own thing. But if that happened, that'd be much respect there, because he stood up against, you know, Akainu. But overall, this is a really good chapter. Again, Shanks shows up and says, I came here to end this war. That is the most alpha shit ever. Hands down. That is so alpha. That is so alpha. Like, the best way to kind of put this, and I'm going to end the review here with this one, but the best way to describe this is if you go back to like the WWE, back when it was WWF with the Attitude Era, this would essentially be what Stone Cold Steve Austin used to do. When you had the Mr. McMahon and the corporation and all that, and you can look all this up on YouTube, you had this one scene where they're building up towards WrestleMania, and you got The Rock and Vince McMahon, they're running ram shot all over everybody in WWE, they're talking mad shit. Stone Cold Steve Austin drives out, and this huge beer truck gets out on top of it, starts talking all this trash, pulls out the beer, the hose, just hoses everybody down, gets up on the beer truck, pops the middle fingers up, takes the beer cans, chugs back a few beers, and gets the hell out of there. But every time Stone Cold showed up, you knew that it got real. Like, you knew, like, something was going on, somebody was getting their ass whooped. That's what Shanks just did. Shanks just came in and with one arm gave all of them the Stone Cold Stunner and started doing the middle fingers and doing the trash talk, legs kicking all over the place. This I love me some Shanks, man. But my chapter question to you guys is, how hyped were you when Shanks said, I came here to end this war? That is some alpha shit. But as always, guys, if you like what I had to say, don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, share. Have an awesome day, guys.